I met a gypsy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say like on a whole shot or something like that. You know, because I used to do that. You know, you visualize it and you end up timing it, right? Like I got a picture of myself at Budds Creek. I think it's in 12, and I got like one of those like 3 bike length. That was one of those ones. Like I just went, you know, like Sexton at Mudray, you know, like you just have that feel.
Just felt it.
Yeah.
That has to be a pretty crazy feeling.
Oh, when you're 3 bike length looking around, yeah, it's cool.
There's no one there.
But that I ended up eating it like half a lap in, lacerated my liver, big one.
Really?
Yeah. It was at Budds. That was that year I filled in for Mitch. I've dropped back down to the 250 class. I was on Supercross only.
Was it 12?
12.
I remember that because I was here actually.
Yeah, so I think a lot of his guys got hurt. I was Supercross only, riding for Hart and Huntington.
Hart and Huntington, right? Yeah.
So me and Mitch started talking. I went and rode the bike one day. I'm like, dude, let's do it. That'd be cool. Dude, I was having so much fun on that thing. And I got 4th at the first round, which wasn't bad. Like, then I tweaked my knee at Freestone the second round. I mean, I spun my leg around. I caught a hay bale around a fast sweeper, and it spun my leg around, tore my MCL. And I tried to keep it going, but it's just once you're hurt, it's tough.
Yeah.
But I came back, like I said, later in the year at Budds, whole shot that moto, ate it, lacerated my liver. I didn't even know though. I was there by myself, and I drove back to DC. I flew into DC, so I get back to the hotel by myself, check in. I go take a piss, and it's just blood.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, let me just drink a water. I pounded of water, see if it clears out.
That's the move, yeah.
It definitely didn't clear out, so I'm like, shit. So I drove myself to the hospital. They checked me out. Yeah, you got a lacerated. Actually, it was a kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah, lacerated kidney.
What's the protocol for that?
So they kept me for I think 2 or 3 days in the hospital, made sure everything went okay, and then. But I checked myself into one hospital, and then they're like, oh. They didn't realize how bad it was. They took me to another hospital. So then by the time I was done, I had to get a taxi from the one hospital to the other hospital, get my rental car, and then get my rental car, fly home.
The joys.
Right? Just in the hospital by myself for 3 days.
And just contemplating every decision.
Oh, yeah,
like,
every time.
And
this was when I was older. I had one kid at home. You know, my wife was at home. Obviously, she's called, like, should I go there? I'm like, no. Don't even worry about it. I'll be all right.
Dude, that's like the journeyman, like motocross rider in a sense too, you know, because there's 2 ways to do it. There's 3 ways to do it. You never become anybody and you retire. You become the baddest dude going and you win a bunch of championships and you retire on top. Or you become the baddest dude and then you go, you know what? I just fucking like riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And then you just stay in it. And you stay in it, and you're not going to win anymore. You know you're not going to win another championship, but it's a fucking good job, and you want to keep doing it. And it's like you were one of those guys. Like you probably could have not necessarily like retired on top, but it's like you could have retired way earlier, full factory dude, getting majority 3rd, 4th, you know, and then going like, sweet, what a good career. But you were one of the guys that was, I'm assuming you just went like, I just fucking like this.
Yeah, and be honest, I thought I could still be a third place guy. It just wasn't quite there. Like maybe that was me just not seeing it. I don't really know. And those last few years, they weren't fun. You know, after being, you know, winning races, getting 7th, 8th, 9th, that's not fun. And that was when I was like finally, because my last race at Budds, when I finally retired, like,
well, you almost died, right? You had
I
like, was it heat exhaustion?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I remember that going up to the second moto, I was, you know, just not feeling great. It was hot that day. Just Budds. It's just
what
humid.
Year was it?
That was 14. So I remember like 4 laps to go, I just was feeling it. Just, dude, you're not feeling good, but. Somebody was catching me, and I remember just thinking that ain't happening. You know?
Yeah.
My ego basically almost killed me. Is what happened. And I didn't hardly know what I was doing that last lap. I've crashed. in one of those off cambers in the back, and I couldn't get my bike to start. So I'm sitting there kicking it, and I remember thinking of the guy that passed away.
Josh Lichtel.
Yeah, I think same situation. He was trying to start his bike. I pulled my helmet off because I'm overheating. I finally get it to start. So you've been to Bud's, right?
I was there that year, I'm pretty sure. So it was crazy hot.
To get back to the pits, you have to finish the lap. It's all fenced in, the track. So I had enough thought, okay, I got to get to the pits to get to some cold water. So I finished that half lap, no helmet, wide open, and jumping all the jumps. So I get back to the truck and I'm getting instantly in an ice bath just so I don't die. AMA comes over freaking out on me. What were you doing? I'm like, dude, I retired. Do whatever you're going to do. I retired. I'm done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my heart rate up to 216. Like I was close. It was bad.
Man, I was there that year and I remember having to talk to myself in the truck because I was with JDR at the time. And I watched both second motos inside the truck.
Yeah.
And I was having to talk to myself like, bro, 12-year-old you would hate you right now. Get back out there.
It was hot.
And I was like, dude, it's too fucking hot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Like, I don't want this bad enough. And I remember thinking like, how are these guys doing this?
Yeah. They got me. I never did well and I sweat really bad. I sweat a lot.
Yeah.
So in those conditions, I just deplete myself. And I think in between motos, I just couldn't get enough in. And
yeah.
I should have just pulled off though. But that's what's crazy is that you'll push yourself to that limit over, what was I, 9th place? I don't even know what place I was in.
But that's part of what's so amazing about the sport, is that, and I think it's why even just like you love riding now,
I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is every guy out there is pushing that hard, right? 22nd, like those guys are going as hard as they possibly can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and for them too, like everyone's got their own motivation. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got their own visualization. Like a win to a guy like Jeff Walker, is getting good points and being there, qualifying straight through, no else. Like everyone's got their own wins, and it might not necessarily be the win.
And that's what
of
keeps
the race.
Driving you is meeting those goals and right.
Yeah, and it's like you can just black out in a moto, and just fucking send it. And it's like there's something there for you you know what I mean? Like there's some kind of fulfillment by doing that in a sense.
Yeah, which is it's crazy that sport we chose, right? It's not easy.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com. packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.